We have an SN95 Cobra with arguably one of the worst supercharger kits I have ever dealt with. We have a brand new AM METH kit. What is going on, guys? Behind me, we have an SN95 Cobra with arguably one of the worst supercharger kits I have ever dealt with in my life. However, we're gonna be hopefully fixing that and see if we can get this thing to make some power. So behind me, we have Blake Ross's SN95 Cobra. I've had him on the channel before. We raced Cobra versus Dad's Terminator before. It's a little dirty, sat under the tree a little bit, but it's a pretty nice car. You know, SN95 Cobra, you don't see a lot of these. It's got a built motor in it as well. Pretty cool car. So this car has a Kenne Bell, I think it's a 2.1 kit, which Kenne Bell, you know, I have a 2.2 on my car, like it, it's all right. But this kit comes non-intercooled. And I think that is the dumbest thing you could ever do with boost in a car. Non-intercooled boost is a bad idea. Now, on top of the fact that it doesn't have an intercooler is the way this kit is engineered, it's just not great. So it still uses the factory IMRC plates below. We're gonna be putting a set of delete plates because, well, Blake got this car together and it idled at 3,000. Well, I already pulled this blower off and fixed 4 or 5 different vacuum leaks. We fixed that, put it on. The car idles at like 1,200 RPM with the IAC close. So I'm thinking that the IMRC factory plates, which are deleted, are still leaking. And now this time's the last one. We're gonna pull this blower off, figure out what's leaking, and then we gotta fix the temperature issues that come from a non-intercooled kit. And below here, we have an AM water METH kit. We're gonna use METH injection to inject into the cold air intake and cool the charge temp. This is not my favorite kit. It's not great, but this is what he wanted. It's what he got, and we're gonna try to make it work. We're gonna try to see if we can make, you know, maybe 400 and something horsepower. Non-intercooled, I can't stress this enough. It's bad, you know, you need intercoolers, but we're gonna try to use water METH to cool the charge temps because this thing was running at 200 degrees at idle. At idle. It's never even seen boost. All right, guys, so we got the blower and IMRC plates off. So this one had the stock ones and they were flaps removed, but I read that there are some O-rings on all 4 corners right there. You can see that it looks like some carbon buildup right there. There's one there and on both of them. My theory is that that was leaking. I also took a look. It looks like the bolts might be a hair too long. So we're gonna get some shorter bolts. Hardware store is closed, it's New Year's Day. So we're gonna work on that tomorrow. Hopefully we can get this back together and fingers crossed there's no more leaks. I think that those IMRC delete plates have been a vacuum leak for a very long time. In fact, this car was reviewed by David Patterson, that dude in blue, and the car shot random fireballs. For no reason. It doesn't have an ignition, wide open throttle switch, you know, for no lift shifting or anything like that. But basically you get it up high in the RPM and shift, it would shoot a big fireball, and it shouldn't do that. My theory is that there's been a vacuum leak here for a long time. It was compensating, making the car richer than it was supposed to be. And that was when it was NA. So now that it's blower, it's even worse because the blower is forcing air in there, causing the RPM to go up. And yeah, so we need 0 vacuum leaks. So over here we have a brand new AM METH kit. We're gonna be using this to cool the blower during wide open throttle. I'm not sure if we're gonna run 50-50 or straight METH. I'm gonna figure that out. Like I said, the temps are atrocious, so I'm leaning towards running straight METH, which will help a lot. That means in addition to the E85. So the rails are gonna be injecting E85 through the injectors, but it's gonna be spraying METH to cool everything down. And we're gonna be doing this pre-rotors, pre-throttle body. So we're gonna end up putting it in this intake. If you guys have never seen this before, basically fill this with your mixture or straight METH, M1. We have some lines, we have a pump. So this is gonna go back in the trunk along with that. Boom. And there's a lot of stuff in here, but here's the basics of it. It's got a controller, it's boost activated, that's your boost hookup. We're gonna hook this up next to the MS3. It says, okay, well, when it starts making X amount of boost, you'll go ahead and set this. I'm gonna set this pretty low, probably about 2 pounds of boost. We're gonna start spraying right away. And you can go ahead and adjust, the percentage it sprays. I'll go ahead and set this up when we're on the dyno and make sure everything's looking good. And that's really most of it. It's got a nozzle. Wiring can look a little scary, especially when you have a big bundled up wire harness. So power, these go directly to the battery. These go to the pump. So pump power, pump ground, level sender. So 2 of those, measuring the resistance on the tank. Boom, easy. These are a little LED that you wire in. It'll tell you if things are going good or bad. Now, this is a cool little thing that I just realized that we can utilize. So it's a grounding activation or a grounding signal. So if anything's wrong, we can actually send this to the MS3 and basically prevent the car from blowing up if the METH isn't spraying. So we're gonna wire that into the MS3 and use that. So when the grounding is active, we're gonna have probably a crazy timer is hard or something like that. Something that will cut this thing down from wide open throttle. This one's 12-volt arm, so I think we're just gonna wire this to key on because I don't want him to have to switch it on every time. Key on power, boom, easy, easy peasy. And that's it, not that bad. Now, when you look at this wiring harness all up, close and it's all together, really confusing. So separate this stuff out. We're gonna loom this together. We'll loom that together. This, I'm not sure exactly where we're gonna tap the 12-volt key on signal. This is gonna go right to the ECU, and this is gonna be located near the ECU. We'll find a good place for the LED as well, so we don't know where that's going yet, but we'll figure that out. And that's about it. Let's keep going. Blower's back on. METH kit's pretty much all set up. So key on power, and then we can also test it. We tap the cold air intake for the nozzle. Just got water in there right now. Nice. Do it again. So that should be nice, cold methanol. Spraying into the blower. Fresh startup. Running smooth. So that's your methanol LED. We just need some METH, controller right there.
Put some E85 in and still mix it in. right, Blake, what are we doing?
More work on the car.
So it's only making 5 pounds of boost. There's an underdrive pulley kit. We're gonna remove that, try to get the stock balancer on there and see if larger balancer should make more boost, right?
Yes, let's hope.
Because 5 pounds of boost, it ain't cutting it, Chief.
Yes, no bueno.
Yep.
No bueno.
METH is working, so let's see if we can add some more boost. So this had some underdrive pulley thing on it, and this thing just slid off. I didn't even have to use a tool. That was weird.
I drove a year and a half in A, babying it around with that setup. It just had a bolt, was holding it on the whole time. Like, that was nuts.
So we're going from basically that size difference to that size difference. So see what that does.
Alright, what we got?
418, 385.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, it sounded better. I can hear the blower spinning way more intensely.
Made 430 wheel. It runs, it drives. How you feeling about it?
Honestly pretty good. I mean, you only did like what, 6 pulls, and there's just like I got like a list of things I gotta
A few more
sort
things
out on the car.
Probably going to step it up to full M1 to get the full cooling ability because we're running a mix 50-50.
I made 430, 400. It's not bad with just, I got like I said, a list of things I have to actually address on the car, but it's drivable to get home.
It's only 12 pounds of boost.
It's only 12.
This is a B head. I mean, the B heads don't flow that well, so that's really good.
Yeah, I'm not disappointed. The car made 283 with an H pipe and an intake, stock engine, stock everything, 264 torque, and now it's pushing 430, 400. It's a family car. I'm not gonna sell it. It's not a complete, 9-second quarter mile type of car. Just something I want to enjoy. I'm really stoked with that.
Yeah.
So made a lot of progress.
Blake is gonna drive it home and make it home safely. Probably tweak it some more and come back for that 500 horsepower number, probably on full M1 injection, a smaller pulley. I think that's gonna be the key. But we got some safeties. If the METH runs out, it's gonna cut spark on the MS3. So I think he's good to go. If you guys like the video, comment down below. If you want to check out Blake's channel on his car, Snake Bitten 97. Yes, sir. And we'll see you guys in the next one.